Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Souls 2. I'm on a roll here after defeating the old Iron King and the Rune Sentinels in the same night. So let's continue. And I know that there are secret doors in this room. Like that fact got spoiled to me. This is quite obviously the ladder to the item up here. Oh, no it's not. Unless it is. Okay, now we have shenanigans. 3 homeward bones. That's nice. My stock is a bit low. Hush. Shh. Hush. Okay, that's a sorcery, isn't it? But lets you get the jump on enemies. A sorcery that facilitates surreptitious activity, reduces the sound made by its caster. The eastern land of Mira is not only the home of proud knights, there is also a traditional order of shadow knights who quietly carry out unspeakable tasks. So assassins. Nice wee bit of lore. I heard something. Oh yeah, it's one of these guys. Rogue water. Quite a rare item that. This game seems to have a lot of those odd little items which heal you and give a little extra buff and something else. So the nameless soldier, I didn't even mean to pick that up. I meant to you check that blood stain. Well then, I think I know what got him. Very bright room, this. Oh, bonfire. I still have down here to explore. that's that destroyed gate I saw. I've seen outside of this boss room, the other side, which is one of those nice wee touches this series is known for. Huh. A target shield. I will just go rest at the bonfire. No, but first I might as well check out some weapon descriptions. First of all, I was given a sword by the ladder salesman. Was it? I think it was this. Yeah, it was. Scimitar of Laddersmith Gilligan. Nothing notable about this weapon, except for perhaps the luxurious jewels embedded in the hilt. If your aim is to appear dazzling on the battlefield, this might just do the trick. It's an interesting enough looking weapon. And the moveset's good, I think. And that actually is good damage too, I think. Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent weapon. As for the target shield, some small metal shield with protrusions. I can't speak today. Small shields are very light and easy to use, but are not very stable when attacked. The protrusions on the centre of the shield are designed to brush attacks that made and make parrying easier. But first, to level. Before anything else. maybe 2 levels? No, just the one. I'll get that little bit more vitality just to round it off. So, did was enemies respawn? Oh, it's a guy in there. Seriously, I was stuck on a pot. Up, bug. Yeah. Radiant Life Gem. Nice. I didn't mean to close that. Oh, item. Which I can't get at with the door open. Soul of a nameless soldier. I knew there was a trap of some nature. Bastille key. So this is probably quite an important item, given it's a key. Key to the cells of a lost Bastille. Long ago, a Bastille lord, driven to desperation by the rapid spread of the curse across the land, began to see each subject as a carrier of the blight, and locked them away in droves. This entire Bastille was turned into a prison, and left abandoned to rot with its prisoners. What is that noise? That is terrifying. Oh, that's another way to hear. flame butterfly. Whoa, where you come from? What? I wonder what it was that caused that noise. This way seems to be progression. If nothing else, I found a key. So it's at least a place I was required to go to. We have a Pharaoh spit, an item, and a pursuer in the dark. That's new. Oh, I'm cursed. I'm alive. I couldn't dodge the right direction. Oh well, that was just a mess. I also had to buff my weapon. But so, are the pursuers getting new attacks? Or at least did that one have new attacks? Or is it just something I've never seen before? What? I have no idea what just happened. Well, that's a pursuer dead. And it drops a Twinkling Titanite. We have my souls, a large club. A priest's chime. I'm just going to experiment with things here. can I find that the lockstone door without using the lockstone? It seems not, so may as well just use this. No, it also lights the area if you use it during the fight. That's handy. That's a handy wee doodad, whatever. Balefree Luna. Okay, so I've just flat out opened a whole new area. There's a Balefree Sol and a Balefree Luna. That's a sun and moon. Which probably means, which is probably of some significance. I was just testing to see if that enemy was actually in there. The answer is yes. And I believe I also have this way to explore. Dwarf required ahead. Do I hear skeletons? Oh, I'm in the boss room. To believe I couldn't find a way up the first time around. So to explore, I have the belfry and up. May as well try up first. And just, am I going to get any explanation why this place is just Pursuer HQ? Or the Pursuer is just the people who capture undead and bring them here? Well, whatever creature that was making the noise, whatever it was, isn't coming back. I bet there's a message about rolling here. Yeah, yep. Well then. What? Okay. Try ranged battle. With what? I am sure I hear skeletons. Or do those just make the same noise as skeletons? Possibly. There's something there. I didn't mean to do that, but I was actually thinking about doing it. We have a fog wall over that way. Does that become an elevator? I have to question why all the undead here explode. Interesting wee dilemma we've got here. A fragrant branch of yore in exchange for a bonfire. Oh well, I have several spare branches. Wait, are you a person? Oh, you are.
Still a bit stiff, I'm afraid. I must thank you, young traveler. I am Strayed, a wandering sorcerer of sorts. I've been a guest for a very long time, but I don't think that anybody will miss me. Very good. Very good indeed. Cursed one, weak you may be, but I, Strayed, will teach you my spells.
Oh, nice. It's the second NPC to teach magic, and I can mock people. Trade. Buy, I can buy, and I can trade. Oh, I give this guy, I can give this guy boss souls. The Rune Sentinel's soul in exchange for a heavy homing soul arrow. Of the great sorceries devised by Strayed, the greatest mage of ancient Olphus. Oh, so this guy's from some ancient, probably died out empire or something. Some country, I guess. Fires thick, powerful soul arrows that seek for targets to the ends of the earth. Okay, that sounds good. I can get the Pursuer's shield. From the Queen, I can get this what looks like a good dexterity sword or dagger. Dagger forged from the soul of Mipha, the baneful queen, coated with a potent poison. Mipha was the fairest queen in the land until something unhinged her. Was it the poison found deep within the earth, or the passion that consumed her heart? The Smelter Sword, an ultra great sword forged from the soul of the Smelter Demon. Its blade bears the strength of terrible flames, a latent power unleashed by a strong attack. Oh, I might get this, actually. The earth spouted fire and a beast arose from the flames. But the short-sighted king was incinerated by the creature in one swing, and his castle devoured in a sea of flames. The Pursuer's Ultra Great Sword is also available. Oh, the durability of a lot of these things is a bit looks a bit dodgy. Well, the Dragon Rider's Twin Blade is fine. Well, what's the Dragon Rider doing with a twin blade? It didn't have one. Ultra Great Sword of the Pursuer, known as the mightiest of the straight swords, it demands great strength and dexterity of its wielder. So this is a quality build greatsword. The Pursuer hunts down those branded by the curse, as if each undead soul that he claims will atone one of his sins. Oh, okay, we've got lore here. Oh yeah, didn't we find out the Pursuer was likely a specific individual? Of our Pursuer item is his Great Shield. Great shield of the pursuer. For those who can handle the weight of this shield, it offers resistance to curses. Next up we have the Flexile Sentry, the Warped Sword. A curved sword forged from the soul of the Flexile Sentry, once straight but later twisted to reflect its warped owner. The Sentry crammed inmates of the overflowing Bastille onto a rickety ship and cast them out to the open sea. The majority of them drowned or starved, but a few hardy survivors made land to the south and imparted their knowledge of sorcery to the people there. Interesting. Yeah, the Sentry was apparently was a specific individual who conducted a jailbreak. The Arced Sword. A curved great sword forged from the soul of a Flexile Sentry. There is something unsettling and at the same time beautiful about its long curved blade. The Sentry crammed in. Same description. Barbed club. So I take it that Ulfus here, or whatever his name was, is the guy who handles boss weapons. Giant stone axe. Great axe forged from the last giant's soul. This weapon resembles a primitive stone tool, but is quite powerful owing to its immense size. King Vendrick disappeared as of the war with the giants reached its ferocious peak, leaving his castle. Some swear that upon hearing the news, the Queen's face remained as still as her portrait. Halberd of the Dragon Riders. Oh, there's more than one then. King Vendrick's Royal Guard. A highly versatile weapon that can slash, sweep and thrust when wielded nimbly, and is also imbued with magic. Demands great skill of its wielder and thus served to test the worthiness of those who aspired to join the Dragon Riders. I'll go for the other Dragon Rider weapons too. Twin Blade of the Dragon Riders, King Vendrick's Royal Guard. Twin blades are wielded with unusual technique. This one strikes hard, but is very heavy. Bow wielded by the Dragon Rider. Merely drawing this bow requires inhuman strength, but each shot has a deadly potential. The rank of the Dragon Rider was reserved for honourable warriors who helped found the Drowned Lake together with the king. They crushed its former inhabitants and erected a magnificent kingdom upon their grave. And that raises the question, who were the former inhabitants? And okay, Skeleton Lords next. Halberd forged from the soul of a Skeleton Lord, imbued with the power of dark. The with dark. That's interesting, that's notable. The unsettling skull carved into this halberd recalls the final moments of the Skeleton Lord from whom it was created. And the bones... I thought there's another Skeleton Lord item. Oh well. Scythe forged from the soul of the covetous demon. The curved spine of the covetous demon is as hard as rock, and rather than slicing through flesh, this weapon seems to grind it apart. That thing that ended up as a monstrous fiend, what was it to begin with, and why did it never leave the Queen? Perhaps it was entranced by some perversion of love.
How long was I sat petrified? Long enough for the old kingdom to have crumbled, I see. Why didn't anyone wake me sooner?
I'm glad I decided to get this bonfire.
I've never heard the name. Is that what they call this place now? Very good. Very good indeed. The cursed ones were imprisoned within this land. Of course, you came of your own free will. The people fear the cursed ones like a plague. Some people would rather keep dreadful things out of sight, out of mind. In the end, they swept them up and corralled them here.
Basically an undead asylum.
Very typical of meek minds, don't you think? Once people became aware of their own frailty, they seized anybody they found undesirable, cursed or no, and impounded them here. Whoever posed even the slightest threat was removed, all so that they could sleep better at night. They even turned the great Strayed into a stone. Many kingdoms rose and fell on this tract of earth. Mine was by no means the first. Anything that has a beginning also has an end. No flame, however brilliant, does not one day splutter and fade. But then, from the ashes, the flame reignites, and a new kingdom is born, sporting a new face.
That seems... yeah, this guy seems to be hinting at something. Okay, and now he's beating us over the head with it. So, the first flame fades, gets reignited. Does that cause a new kingdom to form, essentially? Because by the time that happens, the old one will be crumbling? Is it that what he suggested?
Was created by the ancient witch of fire. She harnessed the power of flame and melded it into pyromancy. The witch led her daughters into war against the old ones. But
Dragons.
legends are legends. What are you prepared to believe? Long enough.
And what do you sell? Your equipment. Hood of the Forlorn, who wander the land of the undead. No, that's not his equipment. That's those invaders that keep showing up. Born of Aldia's obsession with the first sin. Okay, this is important. The Forlorn lost both their corporeal form and a world to call their own. Now they drift into other worlds, ever in search for home. Yeah, so there's just invaders that show up at random times. That's where they come from. But without self, one has neither beginning nor end, and so the Forlorn have only to wander. Sells a ring of knowledge. A ring blessed by the High Priest of Vol'jin increases intelligence. The clerics of the great city of Vol'jin are perennially entrenched in scandalous power, but among them remain a few strong-willed, upstanding noblemen. We've seen one of them before, and a gape ring. Absorbs souls in place of wearer. A ring affixed with an open vessel. The vessel insatiably absorbs souls in place of its wearer, who is left unaware even of their collection. All things are rooted in souls, but what drives our thirst for them? Abstinence from this elixir may be the truest homage to an enduring self. Rogue water. And here we go. A little bit of everything. Homing soul arrows. Strong magic shield. Imbues offhand shield with magic. Reinforce shield to absorb additional magic. Certain members of the Melvian well, we've seen the same basic description. Cast light. A sorcery that dates farther back than recollection. Creates a light that illuminates one's surroundings. Light banishes dark and reveals all. Whether this is desired is another matter. Okay. 2 miracles. Unveil. A miracle that censors traitors. Reveals the location of the nearest enemy or invading dark spirit. Those who serve the Lindelt Monastery will faithfully adhere to strict commandments. This miracle was created to castigate those who ignore the righteous teachings and replace life. A great miracle used by highly ranked clerics. Slowly restores a large amount of HP. Cleric Forsal of Lindelt was a master of miracles who fought battles across the land. His allies called him a holy knight, but his enemies feared him for his demonic powers. Is that a Demon Souls reference to Maiden Astrea? Or the fact that that miracles and sorceries which originate from the demons in that game are literally the same things? Okay, and two pyromancies. Lingering Flame, one of the pyromancies developed by Strayed, the great mage of ancient Ulfis. Release a static fireball that explodes when foes draw near. It's a landmine. Strayed was an oddly gifted mage, well versed in both sorceries and pyromancies, but his curious temperament never allowed him to settle down in one place for long. Flame Swave, one of the pyromancies developed by Strayed, great mage of ancient Ulfis. Great flames envelop and immolate far away foes. Strayed, always immersed in magic, never accepted an apprentice. As a result, much of his extensive knowledge is permanently lost. Not anymore. And hexes, which we are finally getting into. Dark Orb. A hex modified from an old sorcery by Gile, the father of hexing. Fires a heavy orb of darkness. So to use hexes, equip a sacred chime or staff and attune a hex at a bonfire. Required equipment depends on the hex. Dark Hail. A hex modified from an old sorcery by Gile the Hexer fires several orbs of darkness. Dark Fog. A hex that releases a temporary localized mist. Those who breathe in the mist are instantly assailed by poison. This hex is regarded as a poison due to the outward symptoms, but in fact the mist eats away at the target's inner essence. Or pardon me. Just the traits that led to the prohibition of hexing. Affinity. An advanced hex based on an ancient sorcery creates a dark mass that seems to pursue its target with a will of its own. It appears to be a manifestation of an emotion, perhaps of hate, perhaps of love. So that's a bunch of new options.
Feeble cursed one. Let's hope the magnificence of my spells does not... Well, very good. Prepare to pierce straight. Feeble. Let's hope. Well, very good. Unusual.
I'll buy one of these spells. This map might turn out to be useful, and so may this.
Feeble, do you really?
And let me just check how long this episode has went on for. Alright, so this is a good place to end the episode. So goodbye, like, comment and or subscribe if you liked the episode. And feel free to watch the next when I make it.